Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol EARS. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame. I think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price. And I don't mean to state the obvious, but pretty crazy day, not only from a price action perspective, but you look down here at the volume, and by far the biggest volume this chart has had for quite a while. So a lot of eyeballs on this one as we head into the weekend. So what I want to do here is just kind of map out a couple of these key levels that I think the 30-minute chart does a great job of making pretty in your face in terms of where the buyers are currently hanging out at, and then where the sellers are currently hanging out at. So first we'll talk buyers, or in other words, levels of support. And the buyers really made themselves known right here, give or take around the $1.67 mark. You go back through the history of the chart. This isn't exact, so I mean within a couple pennies, but you can see that on several occasions the bears try to press down through this area, including the final 30 minutes right here. And the bulls did a good solid job of holding strong. And then when you factor in that this was a previous area of resistance, you know, from a technical perspective, it makes sense because when levels of resistance are broken, they do tend to act as support. And yeah, without doubt, it is acting as support right there. So point here, $1.67, $1.68, right around that area is going to be that key level of support going into next week. Now, on the flip side of things, we've talked about where the majority of the buyers seem to be hanging out. Where do the majority of the sellers seem to be hanging out? In terms of that would be right up here. Once again, give or take a few pennies, but right around $2. You go back through the history and you can see several occasions there. The bulls try to get up through it. Right there, rejected once again. So, I mean, the bears are really struggling to push through a $1.70-ish area. The bulls are really struggling to push through the $2 area. So, in other words, you know, if you just want this summarized very quickly, essentially what's formed here on the 30-minute is what we would call in the world of charts a channel pattern, where the price is now just kind of bouncing back and forth between these areas. So, you know, this could very well continue to happen early next week. We shall see. But as far as, you know, kind of the broad key levels from a technical chart perspective, $1.70-ish, that level of support, and then $2-ish, that level of resistance. So we'll see who's going to ultimately win out of this channel pattern and see which way the price breaks. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.